All right, at this time, we'll move into item number 6, which is request to address the board. At this time, first on my list is Renita Bonadies. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. My name's Renita Bonadies. I've been here attending school board meetings for almost 3 years now, only missing a couple during that time. And I've watched how the agenda has changed over the years. Early on, when we submitted an email to the board, we noticed that it did not appear on the letters to the board section of the agenda, so we began submitting FOIAs and request letters by dropping them off at the administration building or mailing them through the USPS. These letters then appeared on the agenda under letters to the board. We did notice that it was rather random over the years as to whether there was a notation that it was a FOIA request versus a regular letter. Then several months ago, we noticed that FOIAs were no longer noted, and then not even on the agenda, even when hand-delivered. My FOIA request was excluded altogether from the February agenda. The March agenda and agenda packet excluded my letter to the board. When I questioned the interim superintendent as to its exclusion, she said she thought it was of a personal nature, so it was not included. I said I thought all letters to the board were to be included. She went on to inform me that there is no policy requiring all letters to the board to be included on the agenda or in the agenda packet. This month, a letter was delivered on May 25th by my husband from us to the board. It was yet again excluded from the agenda and the agenda packet. We actually had no verification it was delivered since it was once again excluded. We've paid almost $700 for the agenda packets, which many other districts distribute for free. I guess now that we have been forced to pay for the agenda packets for over 2 years for public transparency, it's time for the superintendent to manipulate that information to the public as well. It is clear that the board's newest and only hired employee, who ran on honesty, trust, and transparency, has shown her true colors. There is no way the public can trust that we are being given the whole of the communications that go to the school board, as we were led to believe. So I guess you can remove that spot on the agenda, as it is not a true reflection of communications taking place. It is really just a listing of thank you notes sent out for donations received. You are to be the boss in this situation. Yes, the superintendent makes the agenda, but you have the authority to make this process more transparent to the public. Must we always test things to see if you are being honest with the public? You can do better. You were elected to do better, and you owe it to the public to do so. Thank you.
Next on the list is Lisa Hanson. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Hanson. I am here simply representing myself. Honestly, I had planned to be done speaking, but as a parent with a Dow High senior, I'm back. I'll keep it brief because I know you've received a lot of feedback. After learning at last month's meeting that only 48% of MPS third graders are proficient in reading, I didn't think I could be more shocked. I was not only shocked with your statement regarding the senior squirt gun game, which is voluntary, played off school property, and has been going on for years locally and across the country. I was horrified by the Midland Police Department statement. Both were a gross misrepresentation of the activity and seemed like an abuse of authority. It was probably business as usual, but people are waking up and seeing it for what it is. You say you're against bullying, yet you issued a written statement trying to threaten and bully our kids into submission. I believe you're all good people. My hope is that you'll start to question whoever is guiding your decisions. I guess the upside from this experience is that our community is now aware of the game. If they see squirt gun activity off school property, they can enjoy the fun and be part of celebrating our senior class. It's too bad that community awareness wasn't your first instinct. The senior class has had to endure lockdowns, isolation, masks, and sacrifices that will forever impact them. My belief is that even though they've experienced unfair and unjust treatment, they will rise above it to become great leaders. I believe they have the greatness within them to right the wrongs, course correct, and unite our country. These kids are extra special, and my hope is that they will never let anyone or anything crush their spirit.
Thank you, Ms. Hanson.